Welcome back to our channel, Quick Learning. So now our topic of presentation is IQ level. So how to increase your IQ level? IQ means intelligence quotient. This is a very important topic for all the ages of people, from student life to a professional one, then middle age and the most senior one, because everyone wants to increase their IQ throughout their life. So, have you ever wondered if it's possible to boost your IQ levels? Well, as it turns out, it may be possible to increase your intelligence with the right kind of intellectual training. Research suggests that there are various ways to develop some of the most crucial skills related to human intelligence. So, basically, what is an IQ level? The question arises to understand what is an IQ level. So, IQ, which is short for intelligence quotient, is a measure of someone's intellectual intelligence and potential. This measurement was popularized in the 90s by a French psychologist named Alfred Binet. So, IQ is measured using standardized testing that administered by licensed psychologists and in some cases those with graduate level mental health training. So common standardized IQ tests are following: Wechsler Intelligence Scale for children, then Wechsler Intelligence Scale for adults, and the third one is Stanford Binet Intelligence Scale. These three are the tests which can measure your intelligence quotient. So, do IQ tests work? This is a very important and funny question at the same time. There are numerous times you heard that even it's a mobile game or some applications or in TV or YouTube, that you will solve this test and the result will tell you your IQ. So, does it really work? So, answer is no, surprisingly. Despite how popular online IQ tests and apps are, they can't actually measure your IQ in the same way that a psychologist administered IQ test can. So, there are some activities that can increase your IQ. Now we are going to describe each one of these in detail. So, before explaining the activities, you should know that there are two categories of human intelligence. Number one is fluid intelligence and number two is crystallized intelligence. So, fluid intelligence is associated with abstract reasoning, while crystallized intelligence is associated with intellectual skill development. So, I assume that you people know about these two in detail. But if you have any questions related to these, then kindly comment me so that I can make a separate video on this topic. Because otherwise the presentation will be too long and it will be boring. So back to our topic. So according to the National Library of Medicine, these type of intelligence can be influenced by a variety of genetic and environmental factors, including your parental IQ, your genes, your home life, your parental style, nutrition, and your education. So, the activities that can increase your IQ are, in number one is memory activities. So, memory activities can help to improve not only memory but also reasoning and language skills. In fact, memory games have been used in research studies to explore how memory relates to language and object knowledge. Reasoning and language are both used as intelligence measure, meaning that memory activities can continue to develop intelligence. So the activities that involve memory training include jigsaw puzzle, crossword puzzles, concentration card game, or you can say card matching, and Scooby. Two activity is executive control activities that can increase your intelligence quotient. So, executive control is the ability to control complex cognitive activities. It's a part of executive function, which also includes executive management and regulation. Research suggests that executive function is strongly tied to fluid reasoning, one aspect of human intelligence. So, activities that involve executive control training include are Scrabble, Pictionary, red light, green light, which is very common game in Squid Games. Most of you have must seen it, and if not, then you should watch it. It is a series on Netflix. So this is an extra information. And fourth one is brain teasers. So number third activity is visuospatial reasoning activities. So this involves the mental process related to physical representations. In one study, researchers found that improving visuospatial reasoning led to an increase in IQ test score. In that study, memory and executive control activities were used in part to help improve participants' reasoning. So, activities that involve visual and spatial training are mazes, point of view activities, 3D models, and unfolded prisms. Number 4 activity is relational activities. So, relational frame theory relates to the development of human cognition and language through relational associations. So, research from 2011 has shown that using relational frame theory as an intervention can slightly improve IQ scores in children. So, a more recent study using this intervention also found that improvements in IQ, verbal reasoning, and numeric reasoning. So the activities that involve relational training includes are language learning books like this is a dash or that is a dash. Like you have to learn new language. Then object comparisons like full cup versus empty cup. This is a very common and easy examples. So and number third is amount comparison like liter or kilogram or etc. So, number fifth is musical instruments. This is a very interesting activity that can also improve your IQ level. So, you don't have to become the next famous musician to benefit from learning a musical instrument. So, don't worry, you don't have to be extra good in music. You just have to learn the instruments. And one study found that musicians have better working memory than non-musicians. Given the important role memory plays in intelligence, it may benefit your IQ to finally pick up that musical instrument you have always wanted to learn. So, number 6 is new languages. And you all will be surprised to know that more than half of the world's population is bilingual. Bilingual means that they can speak two languages. Surprisingly. Do you know this before? Or do you speak two languages? Are you bilingual? If yes, then please comment me and share your how many languages you can speak. I personally speak like 2.5 or 3. Okay. So back to topic. It should come as no surprise that learning multiple languages is beneficial to the human brain. And the earlier the better. So, a recent study investigated the relationship between the early language learning and IQ. And the results indicated that the language learning through talk and interaction from 18 to 24 months was most beneficial for cognitive outcomes later in life. So, number 7th. So, there's no denying how beneficial books are in human cognitive development. So, frequent reading is the activity that can increase your intelligence quotient. In fact, the benefits on development are even more pronounced when books become part of parental bonding activities. In one recent study, researchers discovered that when parents read aloud to their children, the child had greater language and cognitive development skills. And the last activity that can improve your IQ level is continued education. So, education in any form is crucial to the development of human intelligence. And in a review of studies on IQ and education, over 6 lakh participants were studied to determine the effect of education on IQ levels. The researchers found that for every additional year of formal education, participants experience a boost of 1 to 5 IQ points. Great, surprisingly. So you should continue your education, and if you can't go outside, so this is a this is the online world of era. You can learn many things on YouTube. There are even more you can learn on YouTube as comparison to your real educational institute. So go ahead. So thank you. This is all from my side. If you have any questions, then feel free to comment and kindly subscribe to my channel. It will help me a lot. And comment me the topics that you want to, so that I can make a presentation on it, and how can I improve my presentations. Is there anything that you want to suggest, or you have a question or complain, you can comment and I will reply all of you as soon as possible. Thank you.